Welcome back to Small Town Meth. This is Chapter 3. I'm going to take a short break from my story and take you back to when I was 12 years old. It was the summer of 1976, the year of the bicentennial, and I was a month shy of turning 12 years old. My parents had been talking about it all year, saying the annual fireworks display down at the city park was going to be bigger and better than ever because of the bicentennial. Back then, we didn't have cell phones. We were just curious kids. So, like normal kids did, we jumped on our bikes and rode the 1.5 miles, maybe 2 miles, down to the park a day or two early just to see what was going on. While we were sitting on our bikes, some older dude came up to us and said, "Hey, anybody want to buy some fireworks?" He said, "Hey, I got fireworks, 50 cents a pack, three for $1." I thought to myself, that's a good deal. I had $3 on me and my brother had 4, so we bought as many as we could. But I knew I wanted more. Kids love firecrackers. Hell, I was only 12 years old. I asked him, "When are you going to be here next?" He said, "I'll be down here tonight. Tell your friends and get some more money. I'll meet you down here." I said, "Okay." I went home, called up my friends, and told them to come over, and we lit off some of my fireworks. And they all wanted to buy some too, so we pooled our money together and went back down to the park. Sure enough, there he was, sitting in a van with a big old bag of firecrackers. We walked right up to him. This time we weren't as afraid. He was cool, had all the answers, and even gave us an extra couple packs. We thought he was the coolest dude around, man. We knew we were gonna run out of fireworks again, so I asked him when he'd be back down there next. He said, "I'll give you my address, and only you can come over to my house." So when we ran out of fireworks and had gotten some more money, I went over to his house, and let me tell you, I was scared. I'd never done anything like that before. You always hear about, Girl Scout cookie sellers getting abducted and all kinds of weird shit. Of course, that crap crossed my mind, but the risk seemed small. I really wanted those firecrackers. So I knocked on the door, nervous as hell. He opened it and said, "Come on in." He had music playing and seemed like the coolest dude. And for some reason, even at 12 years old, I wanted to be that guy. That was my first brush with someone who had a hustle. I didn't know how much it would influence me, but it did. He was a professional. He knew exactly what he was doing. And years later, I realized he was probably a drug dealer too. He told me, "If you want more fireworks, here's my phone number," he said. "You always come alone." I didn't realize the significance of that at the time, but when I left his house with those firecrackers and brought them back to my friends, suddenly I was the popular guy. I was the only one who could go there and buy fireworks from him. That moment stuck with me because 5 years later, I was selling marijuana the same way he had taught me. It was fun sneaking around, and it was fun being popular, having something that no one else could get, and that's basically what started it all. That planted a seed in me that told me I couldn't have to be like everyone else. At 12 years old, I realized that maybe I didn't have to train hard or throw a basketball at a metal hoop 10,000 times to be popular. Even up until the day I got busted 40 years later, a part of me still felt like that same kid. But by then it had gotten way more complicated, and I was surrounded by way different people than just a bunch of innocent 12-year-old buddies. It was weird to be popular and having friends blow up my phone for the first time in my life. I was just a kid and knew nothing about psychology or what the word influence meant. I wouldn't learn about supply and demand for another 3 years when I got into high school. In 1976, I knew nothing about drugs or addiction. From time to time, my dad would talk about hippies smoking pot. All that did was create an obscure mental image. There was no computers, and you couldn't Google it or watch it on TV. The 70s were very confusing times for a 12-year-old boy. Blowing off them firecrackers provided excellent excitement that made me forget all about my strict Irish Catholic mother, my brother the bully, and every other thing that bothered me at the time. And to think, July 4th, 1976, I shook hands with Hubert H. Humphrey. It was a weird year. So tune in next time, and I'll be back to my regular story. But I thought I'd just add that and let you guys know what kind of started it all. And I hope you liked it. Leave a like, subscribe, and I've got 46 more chapters. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you later.